Hey guys, so I thought I'd make an updates video because I have a few things I need to tell you all. So first of all, I apologise for the angle of this camera. I have nowhere else to put the camera, so you're stuck staring at Munchkin's cage, so I apologise about that. I also apologise if you can hear a cat's bell or a dog whining or any weird and wonderful noises. It's because the cat is in my room and my parents have gone out, and one of our dogs has separation issues with my mum, so whenever she goes out he whines like crazy. So if you can hear any of that, I'm really sorry. This video is going to be pants and I'm probably going to bore you with all my talking. So the first update is that I'm moving house. So at the moment I'm at my old house, but most of my stuff is at my new house, so everything is all over the place at the moment. I've got half of the hamster stuff over here and half of the stuff over at the new house, so I can't really clean them out or anything at the minute, and they're due to be cleaned, and it's super crazy. Never ever move house, it's so stressful. So yeah, that's the first update. We've got a bigger bedroom, which means that I get a double bed at last, but the hamsters are all going to fit in there, I hope. So I'm also getting a desk for a couple of the cages to make things easier, and yeah, I'll do like a video on that anyways because if people wanted to see a room tour when I move in, so I'll do that for you guys if you want. The second update is that we got a new puppy. So he's called Harvey, he's a black Labrador and he's approximately 13 weeks old. So the reason we got him, I'll explain in a minute, but part of the reason why we got him is because of the conditions he was kept in. So we were looking at puppies and we looked around quite a few before we found him, and when we went there, the puppies were kept in a room with just concrete flooring. There was no bed for them to sleep on, there was pee and poo everywhere. It looked like it hadn't been cleaned in at least a day. The puppies were seriously underweight. They hadn't had no attention. The people who had them were just, all they cared about is the money. They did not care about the puppies. They were fed on the wrong food as well, which made things worse. So they were supposed to be fed on large breed, but instead they fed them on small breed, so they weren't getting the right food they needed. So we ended up getting Harvey, and the people who had him said that he's been defleed, dewormed and everything else. Turns out that we got him home and found out he had worms, and he's been going with worms for about 10 weeks. So they left it for about 10 weeks untreated, and it can't be very nice for a dog to have worms because when they have worms they don't put on weight, which explains why he was so skinny. But they kept him in the most poorest conditions, and we just didn't want to leave him there. So my parents ended up getting him, and he's changed so much. He's the most socialist dog I've ever seen. He's so cheeky, and now he's just so fat and cuddly, and I just love him so much. But that's part of the reason why we got him. The other reason we got him was because of one of my dogs, Draco, had to get put to sleep about 3 weeks ago. So we got Harvey a couple of days after Draco got put to sleep. So Draco got put to sleep because he had a bleed inside of him. So the vet did some tests, and he did like blood tests and a couple of other things. He also checked Draco's tongue. Now, a dog's tongue is supposed to be pinky reddish colour. Draco's was white. So he had lost quite a lot of blood in such a short space of time. So he was fine like that morning because me and my mum fed him his breakfast, and then we let them outside and me and my mum were talking, and the next thing we saw, Draco just collapsed on the floor in front of us and we couldn't get him to move, so I had to pick him up and bring him back in the house and get him to the vets as soon as possible. And as soon as we got him to the vets, he just kept going downhill, and the vet said that we couldn't operate because he was 12 years old and he was too weak. He would never have pulled through. So we did the kindest thing for him and got him put to sleep, and I just miss him like crazy. We got his ashes back, and what we're going to do is we're going to wait for Merlin, his brother, to pass away, because Merlin is getting really bad at the moment. He's got a lot of health problems, and I don't think he's going to last much longer. So we're going to wait for Merlin to pass away, and we're going to get Merlin's ashes back, and we're going to scatter them both together in a nice, peaceful place so they can be together again, because they have never been apart from each other. And the reason why we got Harvey was because of Merlin stopped eating, he stopped drinking, he stopped playing with all his toys. He basically just gave up because his brother wasn't around. So we wanted to give him a reason to sort of like carry on and start going back to his normal self. So that's part of the reason why we got Harvey, because of Merlin is a really good father figure. So when we got Alfie, our German Shepherd, Merlin was a really, really good dad to him. So we decided to get Harvey to try and sort of buck Merlin up a bit, and it worked. So it was, I admit it, my parents wanted the dog, but I said to them that it was too soon to get another puppy. But at the same time, I can see why they've done it. It's because of Merlin. And also it's kind of helped us quite a lot as well. So please don't think that we've just replaced Draco with Harvey. We've not done that. We've done it. The only reason we've got Harvey is because of, for the simple reason of, if we didn't, there's a chances are Merlin could have passed away from a broken heart, and I didn't want that to happen. Losing one dog is bad enough, but losing two is just unbearable. So that's the reason why we've got Harvey, so please no hate on that. The hamsters are doing okay. Ziggy and Coco aren't doing too good, but the rest of them are okay, because obviously they are quite young and they're still growing and things, so they shouldn't have any problems. Humbug has gone completely crazy. She started breaking everything recently. She's broken her wheel, she's broken her toys. I don't know what's wrong with her. I think she's in her teenage years or something, but she's just looped the loop at the minute. She's just so crazy, and she's always demanding attention. She is really hard work, but I love her nevertheless. Snowball and Blizzard. Snowball is doing quite well. He's really sleepy at the moment. All Snowball and Blizzard do is sleep. But I've noticed that with my Russians, all they seem to do is sleep. I'm not too sure why, but I'm not sure if it's just because it's Russians or because of they're just fat and are quite lazy or what. But anyways, they're doing really well. Munchkin is coming along really well with taming. I can now pick her up and sort of like hold her for a couple of minutes before she decides to jump out of my hands. She's doing really well though, and she's grown so much recently, and I'm really happy because she was quite a small hamster, so I'm glad she's grown quite a bit. Ziggy is getting really old now, and all he wants to do is sleep, so that's what I'm letting him do. If he's not awake, I won't get him out because of, I just don't want to keep disturbing him. Now I know some people see that as a bit mean, but personally I don't want to force him to come out because he's about 2.5 years old now, so he is getting to that time where he is going to slow down and become a lot quieter. So a couple of times he scared me because of he's not woken up when I've gone in his cage to check on him. So he's either been in a really deep sleep or he was just not responding. But I've literally had to sort of prod him to make sure that he was still alive because I just couldn't see him moving at all. So he's okay. His health's fine and everything. He's just getting old. Coco, I'm going to be honest here. Coco is doing really bad. Her skin condition isn't getting any better. All she does is sleep. She's lost a lot of weight. She's lost a lot of muscle. Because she's lost a lot of muscle, it means she can't really close her mouth properly. So it looks like her mouth is constantly droopy. But it's just because of her muscles sort of wasted away. So truthfully, I don't think I'm going to have Coco for much longer. I'll be surprised if I have her at Christmas. Because she's just got a condition which can't be cured. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep her as comfortable as comfortable as possible. I'm putting cream on her. She's got fleas and mites treatment just in case, because of we did think it could be fleas or mites and everything else, but we've come to the conclusion of we just don't know what it is, and we can't find out what it is without spending over £100 on tests. So I've got a good feeling it is Cushing's disease, which is like a tumour within one of the glands within the brain, which is nasty. It's very horrible. I've seen pictures of other people's hamsters with it, and it's not nice at all. And Coco does look similar to what those hamsters looked, so that's what I think it could be. But all I can do is keep her as comfortable as possible and just spoil her and just make the most of the time we have left. So yeah, I know some people might see me as being cruel by saying that I'm not going to have her at Christmas, or I'll be surprised if I have her at Christmas. I'm just being truthfully honest with you guys. I'm not going to like sugarcoat it, because I'm not the kind of person to sugarcoat things, you know. So that's just what I think with Coco. But she still wants to come out and play sometimes. She's still quite happily eating and drinking, although she is drinking a lot. So that's also made me think it is Cushing's, because of her pee smells really, really bad, and it never used to smell. Now strong smelling pee is also a symptom of Cushing's, and drinking a lot, and hair loss and scabs on their skin and things like that. So she's got all the symptoms, but there is no cure for it. There's only you can get medication for dogs and cats, but you can't get them for hamsters because the medication is just too strong. So that's just a quick update on all the hamsters. This video is sort of probably really boring, but anyways, I thought I'd do an updates for you. Quick update on the cats. They're all doing really well. Tom is about 14 years old now, so he's getting on a bit, but he's such a fluffy, cuddly cat, and to be honest, I can see him lasting till he's at least 16, if not older. He's just one of those cats who's like, all he does is sleep. He has got arthritis in one of his legs, which does sort of cause a bit of trouble for him, so we tend to find that he has to stay in and get some rest for a week or so, because of the vet said there's nothing that can really be done for it, because of it's not too serious. So it's not serious enough for him to have like injections yet, but we just keep him in for rest, and he's quite happy with that because he just loves sleeping on my bed all day. Tabby is doing really well. She's still on tablets for her skin condition, so she gets like little scabs in the winter. Well, it's mainly like in the summer coming up to winter. I can't really remember. What's it called? Autumn, maybe? I don't know, but she gets like these little scabby things on her skin, so she gets tablets for that. But she's doing really, really well. She's finally settled down with the kittens, so the kittens are now allowed to go up to her without her sort of going crazy and trying to scratch them and things, so that's really good. The kittens, they are a nightmare. They have done nothing but try to jump in bags, get in the car, get in the trailer whilst we're trying to pack everything up. So they've just been super crazy. This morning I went out the front door and I saw Socks charging up a tree in our front garden, which was really funny to watch because he was pretty much panda hugging the tree trunk, so it was super funny. Socks and Smudge are just, they're such characters, and I'm really, really glad we rescued them because they have just brought so many good times to the family. There is never a day that goes by where we're not laughing at them. So the day Draco got put to sleep, it was if the cats knew there was something wrong. So Socks came up to me and laid on me, and Smudge decided he was going to go on an adventure, and he ended up sitting on the coffee table which we got in the living room, and he decided he's going to go and sniff inside a tissue box, and he got his head stuck in a tissue box, so he was walking around the house with a tissue box on his head, so it was like a square-headed cat, and that was just super funny. So it's as if they know something's wrong, and when there is something wrong, they'll just go do the most stupidest things ever. So we had a cat with a tissue box for a head for a while because he wouldn't let us catch him to take it back off his head. So yeah, we now have 13 pets, and it's bonkers. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to go now because this video is super long and I've probably bored you guys with my complete nonsense about stuff. So I am really sorry. Once I get talking, you can't stop me. So yeah, if you have any questions, then please comment and I'll try to answer them. But it might take me a while because I don't have the internet at the moment, except for on my phone. So yeah, I can't reply to comments on YouTube, I don't think. But if you inbox me on Facebook, you will definitely get a reply because I get notifications for that on my phone. So I'll leave a link to Facebook in the description because you will get a reply on that near enough straight away. I'll do a video on the cats and dogs when we move in because the cats have to stay in for the first couple of weeks, and the dogs, because my parents are going to be like back and forward from houses, I will have a chance to do a video on the dogs. Because my parents don't know about YouTube, I don't really like doing videos in front of them, and the dogs follow my parents around like lost puppies. So yeah, I'll do videos on them for you guys. If you want room tours, cage tours, whatever else, then just let me know and I'll put them on the list with all the other videos which I need to do. So yeah, sorry for boring you, and thank you so much for watching. If you stayed till the end, then you guys are totally awesome, and if you stayed till the end, make sure you write a comment saying, what can we say? Rubber ducks are awesome. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.